one-to-one. It says Sharif Saab's actually speaking one-to-one with Obama, and he's got the shopping list out from his pocket. When was the last time Oxford, they do not teach Pakistani languages, they teach English over there. The word is dia. Dia, it actually means and subhanAllah, problem. We need to get rid of these people. And either you get rid, may Allah, also bless him as well, but what they've done to our country, may Allah, they're being humiliated. If it was Sharif would be in his bed in the midnight. Ziaullah become the tyrant, okay? There's no other place you can go. So he called back to sleep. Nothing will happen. And subhanAllah, nothing happened. So America, Mohali, test India, Pakistan. Soon after that. Now upset because of the call, whatnot, and his plans are gone down the drain. But inshallah, I want to just reflect on some of the things I always do inshallah, but before I reflect, I'm happy for you guys to take some questions. I want to speak about one of the stories from one of the leaders. I'm not saying that I endorse this leader, but understand there are leaders who came in Pakistan's history that they were really courageous leaders. And having said that, people may differ and people may not like Ayub Khan, and personally myself, I also don't venerate him, but I do say that he was a brave leader. When they spoke to America, I encourage you to go watch on YouTube when Pakistani leaders back then went to America. They had the entire entourage. They had like a VIP treatment. Unlike Sharif Saab's when he goes. SubhanAllah, the humiliation of Pakistan is, have you ever imagined you've gone to speak to someone one-to-one? You're speaking to someone one-to-one. It says Sharif Saab's actually speaking one-to-one with Obama, and he's got the shopping list out from his pocket. When was the last time, subhanAllah, that you have to speak to someone and you have to look in the paper? And apparently, Sharif Saab went to Oxford. So if he did go to Oxford, I'm sure in Oxford they do not teach Pakistani languages. They teach English over there. So he probably had learned some English. But if Sharif Saab is struggling in English, he can speak in Urdu as well. What's the humiliation to speak in Urdu? The Indian bigot, Modi, speaks in Urdu, in his language. He doesn't speak in English, and he's got an interpreter. And mashallah, Sharif Saab, I encourage you to watch that video on YouTube with Obama. He's got the list out, and he's got his glasses like this, and he's reading from the list. And he's saying, Ammi ji ne kaha tha 2 kilo chawal de dena please. And probably, so see, it seems like that list, chawal, dal, and he's gone to Pakistan, to America to get all these things. And Pakistan is known, it's an agriculture country. We're good in rice. We've got the long grain rice. People get basmati rice from us, and we're known for that. MashaAllah. Anyways, and there are leaders, and Imran Khan, with all due respect, I say something Sharif Saab can also learn from him. MashaAllah, brave man, whatever he did, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whatever's destined for him, make it easy for him. But for me today, I want to speak about a leader, and I always say that, but again, you can differ with me, and I want to speak about Diaul Haq. I believe he was a leader who had courage. But understand, we're not here to venerate him. He probably had a lot of faults as well. He had a lot of problems in his life as well. And why I want to speak about him, because just recently, there's a channel in Pakistan, it's an Urdu channel, they do kind of documentaries, Raftar. They made a video about Diaul Haq. So they actually made him like a coward in that video. I want to give you a story from the horse's mouth, and I want to actually give you a great story from Behram Naam. So I don't know if you know who Behram Naam is. Behram Naam was the chief advisor of Rajiv Gandhi, and I want to actually take you to the 21st February 1987, before Diaul Haq was, he died the way he died. Now also understand, I want to give you something Islamic over here to take away today, inshallah. One of the things you need to understand, if a person is punished in the dunya for their evil, whatever evil they did, Allah will not test them for that evil on the day of judgment. Now having said that, Zulfiqar Ali Bhutto was actually hanged for the crime that he did. So whatever he did, he was hanged for that. Allah will not punish him for that crime. So sometimes, when you do the punishment in the dunya, that even is better for you. So likewise, even Diaul Haq. So now we call him Zia, but the Arabic word is Dia. Dia, it actually means and subhanAllah, can you imagine his father, he thought when he gave him the name, the light of truth, haqq. That's what his name actually means. I am not saying in any way or form that he's someone that you need to look at. I always value brave leaders. This thing was really big for me. Now, before that incident, what happened was India had a lot of movement in Rajasthan, and Rajasthan is basically more closer to Kahuta. So Kahuta plant of Pakistan's a nuclear weapon. Now also you need to understand, brothers, you can actually be happy. Pakistan's the only Muslim country that makes its own uranium. They've got their own nuclear. Pakistan's the number 7 army in the world. And today, inshallah, I have a message for the army. You guys don't have to worry because the camera is facing me. I know you guys have to go to Pakistan. I have no one over there. The last time I went there was 17 years ago. So I can talk about the army. I can give them the lesson, whatever lessons I like, and they can see me. And you know, the army, mashallah, of Pakistan has another history as well. Subhanallah, you start talking about the army generals from Musharraf to the current ones, they all were sellouts. Do you know the 2001, these are the words of Israel. Israel said to America, we do not worry about the Arabs. Arabs are already kissing our feet. Where are the Arabs? Palestinians are dying for the last 10 months. Where are they? That's what Israel said. Israel said to America, the only problem we have is this country over here, Pakistan. That's our problem. This is our problem. We need to get rid of these people. And either you get rid of them or you destabilize them. We want their nuclear gone because we're always scared of them. And subhanallah, it is said that India was doing a lot of movement on the Kahuta plant. So in those days, and sorry, I spoke about the 2001. So when American army came, and thanks to Musharraf, may Allah also give him, he passed away. We make dua for everyone. You know, I always make dua for everyone. I'm not going to even want bad for Sharif as well. You know, subhanAllah, if he dies, may Allah, you know, also bless him as well. But what they've done to our country, may Allah, you know, they're being humiliated. May Allah also fix their affairs, inshallah. But see, understand, in 2001, the plan of America was to come and deal with Afghanistan and also deal with Pakistan as well. But subhanAllah, they didn't know these Afghans. They're known. The British came in 1857 to take over the subcontinent, but they were not able to take over these guys. They were not able to take over them. They took the entire subcontinent, but these were the people that could not deal with. And America came, they didn't know that they couldn't deal with them, subhanAllah. They ran away after 20 years. In 2022, they ran away. 21 years. These people fought them with what? Or probably the firecrackers and the state-of-the-art weapons that America had. All of these, they fought with them. Now, when this happened in 1987, Ziaul Haq, now so see, subhanAllah, if it was Sharif would be in his bed in the midnight. Ziaul Haq actually gets a call in 87. He said, Kahuta, there's a lot of movement in Rajasthan and close to Kahuta. There's a lot of movement. So Ziaul Haq actually calls a meeting. He calls the corps commanders. In Pakistan, there's corps commanders, okay? Every province has a corps commander. That commander is responsible. These are guys like Major General. So they're high-level people. And they from corps commander, you only become the general of the Pakistan. You only become the tyrant, okay? There's no other place you can go. So he calls all these corps commanders and he says, I want 3 parties. What does he say? He says, I want 3 parties. I says, okay, what 3 parties? He said, one to protect Kahuta, the other one to bomb Torumbe. Torumbe is the nuclear plant of India. And he says the third one to fly 2 F-16s to Israel. And subhanAllah, this is in the books and this is in the history. You can read it. So the place, it's not coming to my head. Israel has a nuclear plant. Something starts with an N. It's not coming to my head. But anyways, so he says, I want to go. But he says the third mission is a suicide mission. So he calls in the 20 pilots. And he says you have to fly the plane, but you can't refill. So when you drop the bomb, whatever you do, after that you can't come back. So it's kind of like you're going on a suicide mission. It is said there were 20 Air Force pilots, and they all said, we don't want to go in the balloting, we want to go. This is the iman of the people. This is how far, only 50 years ago, Pakistan was like that. So subhanAllah, they all said they want to go. And subhanAllah, you know the big brother, America? America's got, they're listening right now as well. Maybe from the fire sensor they're listening. So the big brother gave a call to Ziaullah, and he said, we heard you doing a lot of movement, of the planes are moving here and there. So what's happening? He said, you know what, we are only preparing for the movement that's happening from your brothers on the other side. So we're getting ready. So the big brother says, don't worry, don't worry. I will call our friends and you also go back to sleep. Nothing will happen. And subhanAllah, nothing happened. So America called, the big brother actually called India, and they said, hold off to everything. And why do you think he created the third party to go to Israel? You know why? Because the Israeli pilots were the ones who were actually training India in Rajasthan at the time. That's why he said he wants to go to Israel as well. That was the reason. Now, what happened soon after that, Mohali test India, Pakistan, soon after that. Now, Ziaul Haq could have just gone to sleep and not worry about it. Well, it's in the history. If you understand politics, if a highest leader goes somewhere, he has to call them that he's coming. So he gets a protocol. Now, India already found out Ziaul Haq's on the plane. He did not even call India. And he sits on a plane and he's going to where? He's landing in Delhi, in Jaipur. So the test match in Mohali, in Jaipur. So he actually lands in Delhi. So when he lands in Delhi, Behram Naam comes to Rajiv Gandhi. Rajiv Gandhi is already upset because of the call, whatnot, and his plans have gone down the drain. And he says he does not want to deal with the Ziaul Haq. He says he can come. Behram Naam says, this will be in the news that when the leader came, the other leader did not go to shake his hands. And subhanAllah, he tells, you need to come. So he pushes him, and Rajiv Gandhi comes over there. Rajiv Gandhi shakes his hand and he's looking somewhere else. He does not even want to be there. And Ziaul Haq is smiling, and he goes to Rajiv Gandhi. He goes very close, and this is what he says. He says, the world will forget Halagu and Genghis Khan, but world will remember you, Rajiv, and me. Why? Because I will send a bomb to India. And you know what? I know you will send a bomb to Pakistan. But guess what? You will kill all the Pakistanis, but the Muslims will still be alive in other countries. But when my bomb comes to India, there'll be no Hindu anywhere else in the world. And this is what he said. And subhanAllah, Behram Naam said, he said that, and he turned around, nothing happened. He's smiling and he's talking to other people. I said, Rajiv Gandhi was shaking. And Behram Naam said, who is this man? And so subhanAllah, after that, they took him for the test match, and whatever happened. But see, I'm not romanticizing him. I'm saying we need leaders like that. We are not saying he did not build castles and houses. He built everything. His children, corruption, everything was there in the army as well. We're not saying, but what we're saying is we need to go back to our core. We need these leaders. We need leaders. And subhanAllah, something that my advice, and subhanAllah, this is something to the army which I said to you, and I want to actually read an ayah to the army. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala actually mentions this in the Quran. This is to our army, that the ones who've actually forgotten. Allah says in Surah Baqarah, أَفَتُؤْمِنُونَ بِبَعْدِ الْكِتَابِ وَتَكْفُرُونَ بِبَعْدِ. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying to us Muslims, that we gave you the power. Are you going to be like the Jews and the Christians, that you're going to believe in what is easy and forget what is hard? That you're going to pick and choose? And that's what is happening. If you look at, mashallah, our military was built to protect the country. Mashallah, they're only now doing is protecting their bank accounts. They're protecting their own positions. SubhanAllah, everything in Pakistan is related to Fauji Foundation, Askari Bank. Even the seeds that you plow in the ground is from some Fauji Foundation, some fertilizer, something. I mean, the army was to actually, army's job was chokidari, That was a job. It was not like to become the Kotwal. So subhanAllah, this is what's happened. That's why we need to learn from our mistakes. Pakistan's the only country in the entire world, let me tell you this as well, who has no prime minister has ever done their entire term. How many years? 77 years. No prime minister has ever done 5 years. No one. You think Bhutto did it? No, he didn't. Bhutto was actually jailed, he was toppled, and then he came back again. But he came back again to start the second tenure. No one has ever done that. And subhanAllah, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala actually says, فَمَا جَزَاءُ مَنْ يَفْعَلْ ذَلِكَ مِنْكُمْ إِلَّا خِزْيٌ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. And you're only doing it, why? Because you want to actually get something from this dunya, some benefit of this dunya, some for askari banks and all these things that you're doing it for. But then Allah says that now, وَيَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ يَرُدُّونَ إِلَىٰ أَشَدِّ الْعَذَابِ. That when the day of judgment will come, remember, that will be a severe punishment that's waiting for everyone. Everyone, we need to remember these ayahs. You know, subhanAllah. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَا اللَّهُ بِغَافِلٍ أَمَّا تَعْمَلُونَ. And Allah is aware that you may think that Allah is not watching. Allah is watching everything. And subhanAllah is something that we can learn from Bangladesh. Yes, they were separated in 1971. Yes, there is a lot of history. Something that we can learn. If they can bring down the tyrant, inshallah, we can also bring down the tyrant and we can start something. Sometimes, you know, subhanAllah, our people, we are too hasty. We had I was reading this and it was so funny. And maybe you guys will laugh as well. It said the Amir of Jamaat was in Rawalpindi and he was protesting for the electricity increments. And subhanAllah, he came back and the electricity prices went 5% more. So, subhanAllah, sometimes they don't even know what's really they're standing up for. So mashallah, the Amir was there, he was protesting. And then when he came back, there was 5% increment in the electricity anyways. So I don't know what he was standing up for. So inshallah, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for us. And we are very strong people, trust me. 220 million people, wallahi. And I'm giving you a conservative number. That is a large number of Muslims. That's more than the entire Middle East. Today, subhanAllah, people treat us like dirt. If anyone's been to Middle East, because we've lost, you know, subhanAllah. I recently heard and my heart cries. People sometimes think I'm a racist. I tell you what, I am a true Pakistani. I love my country. That's why I am very critical of Pakistan. Very critical. You know, the heart hurts when they say, oh, the Arabs have banned the visas of Pakistan. Why? Because they come and they beg over there. You know, Saudi has put a ban on the visa. UAE has put a ban on the Pakistani visa. Why? Because they go over there and they start a racket of begging. That's an insult. Wallahi. And subhanAllah. And guess what? Pakistani is always in financial related crimes, mashallah. Money attracts Pakistani. You take it anywhere. In Australia, in Pakistan. Mashallah, over here there's a company as well. Pakistani again. But finance related issues again. Money, mashallah, attracts them. Somehow they want the best of the dunya and the best of the akhirah as well. But let's tell ourselves, our kafan does not have pockets. You know, right now I've got 6 pockets. But when I die, there's no pocket. So I'm not going to take anything with me. And this is what Allah says. أَفَتُؤْمِنُونَ بِبَعْدِ الْكِتَابِ. That you're actually going to believe something and you're going to leave something. No, believe in the entire message. That's my message for the Pakistani and everyone. And understand, you know, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Yes, Imran Khan may be the hope. Yes, he's the right person at the moment. But when he dies, who's next then? Are you going to die with Imran Khan as well? The nation is not built on one person. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he made leaders. So we can see that when one leader died, the next 6 were ready. Next 7 were ready. You know when Umar died, how many people he chose? 6. And he said, choose between yourselves from these 6 leaders. And they were all ready for leadership. They were all ready. Inshallah, in the battle that we come, you will listen to it, inshallah, again. Anyways, if anyone's got a question, you can ask question. If not, we'll bring it in, inshallah. Any questions? No? Alright, inshallah. أقول قولي هذا استغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفر الله إنه الغفور